interesting because this is Dagesh forte. It doubles this cough. That means it's hook ka. It's not hookah. It's hook ka. But it's pronounced rapidly hook ka. So you're kind of making a stop.
So you would actually stop after the hook ka.
Well, you might not stop, but I'll need to distinguish whether you're
But to distinguish it.
sounds or not. And you see in this instance, what is preceding it?
A vowel.
Because it's a cough and it's not a begat.
Right. Okay. Let's take a begat kafat letter. There is yabasha. Yabasha. What's in your books? Okay. So, what is this syllable preceded by? Apatha. Which is what? About. Which would make this into what?
Dagesh forte.
Dagesh forte. So that's an example. But it plays as, you won't pronounce this yavasha, because if you want to double it, the soft letter cannot be doubled. It's hard to pronounce soft letter double. So it serves both purposes. First of all, it roughens the letter, and secondly, it doubles it. So it's yabasha.
Yeah.
Okay, is that clear?
Can you show a line?
Huh?
Can you show the syllabification with a Dagesh line? Like,
Yes.
can you show it where there is no vowel, or where it's
Yes.
silent? I guess.
Yes.
What about 19, all the way down to number 2, in the parentheses there, it's mo.
Malka.
Is it
Yeah,
Shiva?
that's the example I was going to show. Of course, because he said it, right?
Right, right.
Ma. Ah. Okay, so what is this?
Silent.
Shiva.
What is it? Is that
Shiva.
a consonant or a vowel?
Vowel, but it's silent.
It's silent.
Silent.
It's neither consonant nor a vowel, right? It's just a sign. So, which means this appears directly after lamed, because first of all, this shiva is not readable. It appears after long vowel, and usually it's long, short, long, short, long, short in Hebrew. Either short, long, or long, short, short. There's never long, long, short, long, short, long. It's usually consistent. Long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short. Okay? It's easier to remember. That's why when you will learn how to reduce the vowels, you will learn that first got to be short, long, short, long, short, long. So malkah. See, since you have to skip pronouncing this sound, you have to accentuate on the last syllable, and you have to split it into malka, almost like a double K sound. Okay? So, and in this instance, this is what? Actually, I'm sorry. It's not double because what it is, it's a len. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay. Too late. So it's Dagesh lene. That's what the rule says. I'm trying to prove you that it's Dagesh forte. Okay, never mind. Disregard the last remarks. Third rule. A begat kafat letter at the beginning of the word takes a Dagesh lene unless the previous word ends in a vowel. A begat kafat letter at the beginning of the word takes a dagesh lene unless the previous word ends in a vowel. See, example given here is the word davar. And let's say it's preceded by dalet. Okay? This is what?
Learning.
Dagesh lene, because it's preceded by consonant. If it would be preceded by a vowel in the last word, then it would be
Forte.
Okay.
If it's preceded by, yeah, that just means you double the consonant at the
Yeah.
beginning of a.
Usually there's no doubling in the beginning because
Right.
it's not pronounced.
What's the sound difference going to be? Are you going to use the soft or the hard sound? I mean,
Well,
it's not
if
a
it's
limit.
dagesh lene, it's a hard sound.
Right. I mean, the second example of that word, if a vowel had preceded it, how would you pronounce that word? Just a little lighter.
What would you say? How would you pronounce it? If it's,
That'd be hard.
huh?
Okay,
That's
that's
be
sounds-
hard because it's a forte. Forte vowels on it. Is that true?
What was the rule again?
You can't ever double it without giving it the hard
A
sound.
begat kapad letter at the beginning of the word takes a dagesh lene unless the previous word ends in a vowel.
Then it would be a forte, right?
It would be
No,
a-
it'd be a linne, 'cause that's a consonant.
it would be a-
Huh?
It'd be a linne, 'cause that's a consonant.
No, but if the previous word ends in a vowel, then it's a nothing because it doesn't say whether it's forte or lene. It's just not a lene
Oh.
if the previous word ends in a vowel. So I would assume then you use, even if it had the dot in it, you use the soft. Not even forte, just use the soft.
Well, most likely it won't have a dot in it
Yeah.
because it would not be necessary. Usually you don't double something in the beginning of the word. You only have to make it sound rough. So that's the purpose of dagesh lene. So either there's no dot, or if it's a dot, and you're thinking, is that dot dagesh forte or dagesh lene? This rule clearly tells you it's dagesh lene. That's all. It's easier than you think. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Shabbat and silvification. Okay. The rules of Shabbat. Shabbat is silent if it is immediately preceded by a short vowel. In this instance, you have to realize that pathak is considered to be a short vowel, while kametz is a longer vowel, not a. Longer Okay, pathak is shorter and kametz is longer Then kametz hatuf is a shorter kametz hatef patah is a shorter of pathak. Okay. Next rule or sub-rule, Shabbat is silent when immediately preceded by a short vowel, and first of two continuous Shabbats with a word is silent. So if you have Shabbat in the same sequence,
Put the Shabbat.
that would be a silent one. Let's see, there is an example right here. Mish, Vinte, Shwa. So, we got me. Okay, so we will not read this Shabbat sign. Will be mish pe te. Mish pe te. We will read the second one, but first will always be silent. Because Hebrew does not tolerate two Shabbats in a row. Two Shabbats in a row will call for a long vowel. Because these are two short sounds that might equal to a vowel. That's why it's not tolerated by Hebrew grammar, so it always remains silent. And Shabbat at the end of the word is silent. Have you ever seen this little sign over here either under a final bagat kafat, or like in this example, kat, kata, katav. See, this is the last letter in the word. This shua is not pronounced, but because the word has to follow the rule, every consonant has to be with the vowel sound or something resembling it. That's why it is here. If you will say melech, you will usually have melech, final letter, you will have shava right there, elevated. Underneath, not underneath here, but elevated. Somewhere close to the middle of the letter. And it's not pronounced. There will be sometimes comments in here. That will be pronounced. It will be malcha. Because if you put comments here, that makes it into a vowel, right? So it has to be compensatory lengthening in the rest of the word. Because melecha, you can't pronounce that. So you have to go with ma, l-ha. See, you'll have to reduce this sound to shva. It will be malcha. And this will be a queen instead of a king. So queen is reduced in the vowel gap. It's a little male chauvinistic. Hebrew grammar comes out. I mean, which is appropriate for a Hebrew language since it's a male chauvinistic society. So it just describes something of the culture that they lived under. All right. Second rule of Shava, or second set of rules of Shava. The Shava is vocal if not immediately preceding by a short vowel. Okay. Example is beraka. Beraka. It's not preceded by a short vowel. Okay. So it is vocal. And usually in the first syllable of the word, it's usually vocal. Except for things like shlomo. Okay, and there are a few instances of this rule. Initial shava is always vocal, that I just mentioned. The second of the two continuous shavas within a word is vocal. We already mentioned that in the previous rule. So if the second one appears in a row, it's pronounced. The first one is silent, the second one is pronounced. And a shava under any consonant with dagesh forte is vocal. Shava under any consonant with dagesh forte is vocal. So, for example, we have here hamlahim. Okay, malahim, but it's actually pronounced a little bit different according to our rule. So, it's under the dagesh forte, right? In dagesh forte, how many letters? 2. So it would appear that it is silent under the first mem, but it's vocal under the second mem. That's why it's vocal. Because if you will write it out vocally, it will look like this. Ha. So it will have 2 mems. The first one is silent, the second one is pronounced. That's how that rule works.
That makes so much sense because it fits the rule. I like watching.
Okay, and Shiva after a long vowel is vocal as well. So after a long vowel, let's say Kotevim is our example here.